Okay, 3, 2, 1. Episode 6. That's where we're at. It's been a while since we did a podcast. It feels like
2 weeks.
It feels longer than 2 weeks.
It kind of does.
But yeah, so lots been going on.
Yeah,
There was a patch.
somewhat of a patch.
Somewhat of a patch. What'd you do this week in WoW?
I filled in the 2 zones, so I did Nazjatar and Mechagon. I think I did all the quests. I think. I don't see any more popping up on my map. The only thing I have is the dailies. So
Interesting.
What did you do?
My internet's been out
Fun.
for the past week, so I haven't really done much of anything, unfortunately. The little bit of stuff I have gotten done, I think I blasted through most of the questing.
The quest lines don't seem long. I maybe I just haven't found them all yet, but I filled in the area and I haven't seen any, so I don't know.
Yeah, the whole Nazjatar area. I don't know. I have. It's been shoddy every time I've been on, so it's been terrible.
Yeah.
So far it seems okay. It seems a little repetitive.
Yeah, my thoughts on the patch are kind of, like I don't know. I don't like Nazjatar. I don't like it because it's like a giant hill that has caves in every direction, and you don't exactly know where anything's supposed to be.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
I've never liked those where it's like, okay, I need to kill this thing here, and then you go there and you're like, okay, it's not here, and then you have to climb 40 feet down to find a cave. You know, like it's just, I don't know. It gets confusing, or just I get aggravated.
I agree. There's a quest line in Mechagon that I just cannot figure out where to go. I forget what it is. It's like kill 12 of these bots or something like that, and for whatever reason, it's just not there anywhere I go on the map.
12. Is it a daily?
I don't know if it's a daily or if it's part of the quest line, but it's really, really frustrating that I can't figure out where to go.
There was one that there was stuff I had to pick up. Those 12 things. I don't know. I doubt it's the same quest because you've, I think, played longer than I have. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little repetitive, but I'm actually having a really, really, really fun time playing.
I do enjoy Mechagon more than Nazjatar. I don't really like Nazjatar too much.
Mechagon is cool as hell.
Yeah, I do enjoy that place.
And I do have to say that I really did like finding the quests, that it wasn't just...
Oh, for the dailies?
Well, in general, like even in Mechagon, the story quests, it wasn't just, here's a quest, and just, it's, gives you that quest, and then each subsequent quest as you play. Like, as you were exploring the zone, you got more quests.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were popping up. I liked that. It gives you that class. It was like classic WoW.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to run around it again and see what I've missed because I don't think I've done everything. But I know I filled in all. I've done everything but the rep so far. So
yeah, I'm still working on rep. I don't have flying yet either. If my internet was working this week, I'd have flying. But it's just it's been terrible.
Fun little fact that I found out. I don't know if it's supposed to be this way or if it's a bug. So have you done the quest in Mechagon where it's on the west side where you it's like the fishing quest sort of? Like at the beginning you have to get 3 things that you have to fish them up out of the pond. Okay, the very end where you get the big guy? I don't know what the hell its name was.
I think so. Yeah.
It's like when you're all through, it's like one of the last ones is you gotta suck the minnows out of the lake or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you spawn the huge guy. So he counts as a rare for your first time. Now I stayed around there and killed 2 more after that because it also counted as rares, even though they weren't marked as rares spawns for me anymore.
Interesting.
So my Mechagon quest that was kill 3 rares, I just killed that thing 3 times and got credit for it. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way, but it was, so I just hung around and I was like, ooh, I got 2, so I'm going to keep them. So
what'd you get at the end of that quest? I still have that one. I still need 1 rare.
It was a daily, I don't even remember what it was anymore.
Interesting. That's actually really interesting. Might have to do that.
So yeah, hopefully it still works. We'll see. Or I'm going to get banned for exploiting something that they did in the game.
I do have to say one thing I'm not enjoying too much, and it wasn't a problem during leveling in BFA, but with these 2 new zones, it's a big problem, is the PvP.
Oh,
since
I don't PvP, so I really don't know too much about
Alliance and Horde is at least for me with the way sharding has been. It's whatever reason I get put on lopsided servers where I see no Alliance players and all Horde players, and it's just terrible.
Yeah.
And Horde are scum, and they're ganking me, and it's terrible. Just like over and over and over because they're Horde scum.
Yeah. Well, so they're gonna kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, for me, I don't PvP. I got into it in Mists of Pandaria, and it was just, I think we have talked about this before. Every 2 seconds I was stunned, and it pissed me off, so I was like, I'm done doing this. And I haven't played
PvP was really bad in MoP. The CCs were a big problem. I remember that being like a whole
You were just stunned the entire time.
It was actually a real problem. It's not like that anymore. I'll say that. Yes, you get stunned, but not like in MoP where it was constant. You're constantly stunned.
But see, you also got to watch, since you're in war mode, you're probably fighting people with PvP gear. So they're going to wreck you faster than someone that's got raid gear.
Yeah, but I think it's supposed to scale a little bit.
I don't know.
I don't know how. I don't really PvP.
The last time I used to do it, like way back in MoP, you had PvP like perks and stats and stuff. So I don't know if that's still the same way. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It could be. It might be. I don't know.
But I remember like if you didn't have PvP gear and you were trying to PvP, you didn't do as well.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
But being on a lopsided server where you're just there's Horde everywhere, you're never.
I think part of the problem too is I don't do Mythic Plus. I'd like to, but I haven't been, and I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And I haven't raided in like a month, like because the game has been so stale. There's been really like literally nothing to do.
No one's doing anything.
I can't handle anymore. Yeah, it's hard to get a good
especially
Mythic
with the
Plus
new
group.
Especially with the new raid where it's only 2 bosses.
Yeah,
it's like how many times can you beat that before you have every piece of gear out of it?
We did that within a week.
Yeah,
and it was like, okay, well, we beat it 3 times. How many more times are we going to grind this out? It's not,
We've gotten every piece of gear from everybody.
So, yeah. So I guess thoughts on 8.2 so far. What's your overall?
I'm still meh with the game. It's meh.
Still meh.
Yeah.
You're waiting for
I'm
Classic?
I'm not like one of those like, oh my god, I have to go home and play it, but I'll play it for a little bit. The interest isn't there for me as much as it used to be. I guess I don't know. It's probably because I've been playing the same game for 9 years.
Yeah.
Like it gets kind of stale.
Thoughts for me? 8.2 is good. Just it's a little repetitive, but I guess that's just the way it is. It's more of a rep grind. I haven't really played much, so I still want to be like, I need to get on there. So,
yeah, and I got the feeling of just if I play, I play. If I don't, oh well.
However, I am waiting for Classic. That is what I am waiting for. So
yeah, same.
I will be. I am. Yeah, I'm taking a week off of work, and it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna play Classic, but it's probably gonna be almost the same thing like it is now with WoW. Just I'll play it if I want to. If I don't, I don't know. I think that's the big thing with a lot of these with people that just bitch about the game in general. It's like they've been playing it for I don't know when did Classic come out? Like 14 years ago, 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
So I mean, you're talking to people that have been playing the same exact game, the same exact class for 15 years. Like.
Yeah, to some that's what they want. I enjoy that because my character has history.
Yeah, no, it does. I don't know.
My character's grown with the game, so that's what I like. So your thoughts are meh, and my thoughts are yes.
Yeah,
they need to make WoW more like 8.2, just not so hilly.
Yeah, yeah.
That is the only downside for me.
Like I don't like it really. It.
Yep. I agree. That's the only downside for me is the actual zone building and not the actual gameplay.
Now don't get me wrong, it's a cool area. I just don't like how it's built.
Yes.
Like it's really, really neat, like how they, spoiler alerts, how she opens up the sea and takes all your boats and shit. Like crap. Sorry, didn't mean to swear.
You could swear.
And
it's explicit now. We're fucking swearing.
All right. Like it's neat and all that. It's just traveling down and then trying to find what you're looking for when you're like on top of it, but you have to go down farther or you went down too far and you have to figure out how to get back. I don't like that.
Right, and you have to go down and around into the cave to go even deeper. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, it's
been battling a cold here.
So, yeah, other than that, I think 8.2 is great. I really like the whole parts thing in Mechagon. Like every time you kill something, you get a little bit towards what your ultimate goal is. I think that's very rewarding.
Have you found any of the plans for the mounts and stuff yet?
I have just whatever the one plan is that you get. I have one plan for a mount. I don't know if it was.
Oh, I don't even have that yet.
I don't even know if it was by luck. I think I got it from a quest.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that was by luck then. I couldn't even tell you what it's called.
I'll have to figure it out and play a little bit more there, because I just have kind of what the basic ones you start off with, and then you get, I don't even know what the heck it is, like the crate, and then some other, like I have like 3 or 4 or 5, something like that. Nothing fancy though. I don't have any of the toys or the pets yet.
There was some toys that I got that were like pieces to a toy.
Okay.
It's hard to explain. They were like dolls for a toy, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
it was
like parts.
It was like parts. Yeah, like parts. So I got that, and I have the plans for a mount, but I haven't been able to play to actually grind out all the parts I need to make the mount. So
the only issue I have with that, and it's like I like the Mechagon area. Like I find it fun. It's not hilly like Nazjatar or whatever.
It's straightforward.
Yeah. The only problem I have with it is my bags are so full of freaking parts. And
I think I think it was made to be that way.
Yeah.
To where you're like,
it's
man,
not
I got so much
thing.
shit and I got so much garbage in my bag.
But yeah, it's just so much stuff. Like,
because if you look around, like the whole place is just like the hills in there are all parts, just big piles of parts. So I think that's the point they were trying to make, is that you're just getting junk everywhere, and you're sorting,
have no bag space.
Right, you're sorting through the junk to get the pieces you need. That's the way I take it.
Now I was somewhat of a hoarder in this expansion, so I was keeping like old gear from like Oldham and crap, which I finally now just got rid of because I was like, I'm never gonna use this again. Like old 360 gear where I was like, I'll keep it in case if it's better than something else I get. But see, I got rid of a bunch of stuff, but now I'm just like filling up the spots with parts. I'm just like, oh my god,
I scrapped everything in that scrapper that I could. I've been selling all the junk for gold. So that's one thing about having full bags, is you can sell shit for gold. I've gotten like 10,000 gold. Just this fucking little bit of an expansion, this little patch.
Yeah, which is nice because especially if your rating gets expensive.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh. The other thing we were talking about in the expansion, or not in the expansion before, in the previous podcast, was I still wish Mechagon was in a hill somewhere. I still wish when they opened up the door, that was Mechagon, like in that hill.
Yeah, that would have been cool as hell. But I mean,
being out here in the middle of nowhere is neat too. But I just think I don't know, gnomes and stuff to me feel like they should be like in hills, like the dwarves and stuff. But
yeah. I can see that. I was really hoping into like you'd open it up and it would be like a long winding path down into the mountain. Yeah, but
it's still a cool zone.
It is what it is.
It's 100 times better than Nazjatar.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mechagon is really fun. Really, really fun. So yeah, 8.2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, just a little recap. Still meh, but
yeah. Nazjatar could be better, Blizz. Thank you. Anyway,
someone's always going to complain,
Yeah, someone's always going to complain. I mean, it's not bad. It's just it needs a little work. It's not a little. Yeah,
it's not bad. I'm not going to beat the dead horse because we've already talked about it a couple times.
Yeah. Well, like for me, it's even different because I PvP. So like I'm PvPing I'm war moding all the way to where I got to go, and then I get there right, and that's not the right spot. And then I find out I have to go down and around through the way I just came to the fork in the road and go left instead of right to
find the little hill that brings you back to basically where you were, but you missed the cave that was a mile in the other direction.
Exactly. So I guess it is what it is. I guess that's the way they wanted to make it. So maybe there's a point behind it. So
it's a neat zone. Just I'm not a fan of going downwards, I guess.
Yeah. So that kind of covers what we did this week and our thoughts on 8.2. So moving on to some other news here. The gear store got some new items. I don't know if you had a chance to take a look at those.
I have not. Do you have it on your iPad sitting there?
Yeah, but you know what? It'll take me so long to get there. It's They're just like sweaters and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's actually it's pretty good. Let me see if I can get it here. Blizzard Gear Store. Shoddy internet. I'm using a hotspot on my phone, and because I haven't had internet, they're throttling me on my phone now too. So it's just been great here at the old residence here. We're on DEFCON 4 in regards to the internet here, so everybody's on edge. So
the tension is insane.
The tension, you can cut it with a knife. Everybody's hiding from each other.
Even the dogs are hiding.
Even the dogs are like, well, this is ridiculous. Okay, we're back now. We're back. We had to stop it there while we waited on the internet to work. So, new gear store items.
Yeah, no, it's pretty neat. They have like an Overwatch shirt that's kind of like cartoony. They got some plushies. They have this. I don't even know what this thing is from.
I thought
what is?
I think that's from Overwatch. I think the new WoW stuff is cool. I like WoW stuff that isn't like, that's more casual and it's not all like gamer World of Warcraft, to where it looks like normal clothes, but they have just little hints
this
of
stuff.
Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah,
like the sweaters. They just has
they
like
almost look like. God, why does it keep changing? It almost looks like high school sweaters or something.
Yeah,
they're cool looking.
It looks neat. It's something I would actually wear.
These ones look neat too. There's like a Ragnarok shirt. Oh god dang it! I went too far.
I gotta say that
Illidan shirt. What else they got? And a Jaina shirt.
Yeah, I gotta say the gear store people in charge of the gear store making all those designs. They're doing a good job recently of having the stuff be more wearable, more than just in gamer communities that it looks like normal clothing. So that makes me pretty happy. I just saw that this week on one of the days that I was actually able to get in and get some playtime, and checked it out and was like, oh, that's some pretty neat stuff here.
I always forget about the gear shop. I never really look in here. But no, it's got some really cool stuff in here.
Yeah.
Apparently they have an Overwatch Lego. My god, it's expensive. It's $90 for this Lego.
Yeah, they've had Legos for, I think, since Overwatch came out.
Oh man, the little Hammond Funko Pop's pretty cool looking. I don't know if you've seen him yet.
Oh, yeah. They keep coming out with those Funko Pops. It's hard to keep up.
Oh man, this is so cool. Lightweight pullover hoodie for Diablo. Why'd you spin? Unspin.
Yeah, so they got some really
neat looking.
That is, see, like that Diablo store. That's neat. You could
really
nice. Wear that out in public, and they wouldn't be like, oh, there's that gamer weirdo.
There's a nerd.
Yeah, look at the nerd. Nerd alert. So, anyway, I just figured we'd touch on that for anybody interested. If those of you that don't check out the gear store often, you might be something in there that you like.
And I'm one of them. A crew neck fleece shirt. That actually looks nice too.
Yeah, they had some flannel shirts in there too. I think in they might have been in the Hearthstone section that were pretty neat. Flannels.
I'm not a flannel guy.
I'm not a flannel person either, but some people like flannels. So
yeah, the gear store is pretty neat.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that more often.
The next thing we got on our list here, how do you pronounce that?
Silverian?
Silverian Dragon Mount with the purchase of the 6-month subscription. Normally this bundle would cost you $90, but Blizzard has it on sale for $78. Yeah, I went ahead and did it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I mean, just the 6 months alone for $78 is a steal. Let alone, then you get a mount.
Yeah, so 15. Yeah, so the mount itself, their mounts are usually what, $25 roughly.
Yeah.
So the game time alone, that's $90 that you're getting for $78 plus the mount. So you're looking at, I mean, it's roughly $115 where we live. Plus, that's without tax. So Illinois tax is just shoving it in you.
Yeah. So 15. So I normally pay monthly, so it's $15 a month, which, like you said, is $90. So right off the bat, you're saving $10 on 6 months game time.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll do it. And then they throw in a mount, which is usually $25 to $30.
Mm-hmm. And it's a cool dragon mount. Like, I mean, it's awesome looking.
What do they call it? Not the mod. The models. It's like a new model. You know what I'm saying? It's not like. Yes, it's a dragon. Those have always been in the game, but the looks of it is different. It's the only one like it in the entire game.
It's not like the Proto Drakes or the other one.
Right. This has its own unique model, and it's the only one out there. So, normally I'm not a big fan of store mounts. I have a hard time paying for a mount when I'm already paying for a subscription. It should be. My thinking is it should be in the game, a way for me to get that through an achievement or something in the game. But this was a good deal, so.
I do like some of them, and I know some people probably don't like it, but I do like when they do like the charity stuff.
Yeah,
I haven't bought it, but I haven't bought any of that stuff, but I do enjoy the charity.
I think they make a ton of money when they do that too.
They probably do, and then you can write it off on your taxes. I do believe they give you a way to somehow on how to do that since it is charity. So
yeah. Other than that, I think that's it for the little tidbits. I guess now we'll get into a little bit of news here. Some news from the beta world. I guess it's kind of a big deal, actually. The classic beta ends on July 12th. And there's going to be a small in-game event to go along with it.
And then it's just, you're done? Or is it open beta
Nope,
then?
It's over. Done.
They haven't even tested raids or anything.
The post said that the in-house team is testing all that. The in-house team is testing 40 to 60 in all the raids.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
I do. I think they're trying. They don't want to wear people out, and I think they're seeing that already. A lot of people aren't even playing the beta anymore.
Well, you only get 30 levels.
No, they go up to 40.
Oh, 40 levels. I mean, that's not... Your game's cut off. Then that's what's going to happen with Classic. It's going to just cut itself. Like, it's going to end. Like, I'm sorry, but...
I don't think so. They're spacing the drops out.
Because once you hit
over
60
2 years.
And you've done doing Nax Ramus for the 1,000th time, what are you going to do? You're just going to quit playing the game.
Well, you got to remember that they're not giving you the whole game right off the bat. That they
I know that,
spacing the drops out like patches. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So, the post said that there was 17,000 bug reports, and the devs are working through the last bugs, and the raid testing... Jesus, I wrote this sentence terrible. So there was 17,000 total bug reports that the devs personally went through and looked at every single one of them. They're working through the last bit of bugs right now, and they'll be ready to go by August 27th. And the in-house team is, like I said, doing the raid testing and playing through the high-level zones. Which...
Someone's going to be pissed off about that in the neckbeard community. And yes, I'm going to call it that. Someone's going to be pissed off. Like, oh, this is how it was back in 2004 when it came out. The devs are idiots. That's what's going to happen. So they need to open it for everybody to play, I think.
I'm okay
because
with
someone's going to find some YouTube video from '03 and freaking call them out on something because they did one less damage or one more damage than they should have at this specific time with all their crit gear and whatever else.
I'm okay with it. It's like I said, I don't want them to blow their wad, so to speak. I want them.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing too.
And I get both sides. Like I get what you're saying, but then that's also like, okay, well now we're gonna hear 6 months of the community just bitching about it, and I don't want to read that either because I'm sick of it. You know.
What do you mean? Bitching about what?
Oh, the community will find something to bitch about.
Oh, that's how everybody is nowadays.
But it's annoying. It's like just give them what they want because they're gonna cry about it until you give it to them, and then just listen. And like they're gonna bitch like you said. They're gonna bitch whatever they want. But if you can let them play it, then they won't bitch as much.
I think we're gonna have different opinions on this, but that's fine.
Probably. I mean, an opinion is. What makes it great.
So the biggest thing, I think the neatest thing is they're going to have a small in-game event along with it.
I still wish I could have got into that level 5 thing that we did when they spawned like Ragnaros, and I don't even know how it even all worked. But you know what I mean? Like that would have been neat to see. Or if they're going to do the same thing.
So they'll just spawn stuff. Like I know in the past, I don't know if they did it for the BFA beta, but I know for the Legion beta, in like Stormwind and Orgrimmar, they were spawning like giant Ragnaroses and Illidan's and Kel'Thazods and all that stuff to kill.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool to experience one time, but
yeah.
But who knows? This is something they've never done a game like this before, so they could do a special release, which would be really, really neat.
Yeah, and then the game comes out next month?
Yeah, August 27th. So we're a month and a half away.
Month and a half away.
I think the biggest thing for the classic beta that made upset me was that they limited it to streamers, and they did it for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was more of an advertising thing than it was a beta test. Because none of those streamers... I watched a lot of streamers play the game on their stream, and very rarely did any of them submit any bugs. Ever. You watch them now, they're not submitting bugs at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean... I think Blizzard had the game pretty well polished from the get-go, and it was just more of an advertisement for the game, which is... They don't call them streamers anymore, they call them community influencers. So...
Right. Until it gets taken away from them. Because that just happened, kind of an off-tangent, but Capital Games, the people that make Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, actually took away the Game Changer tags from all the people that do YouTube for them.
Why'd they do that?
Because they were getting mad because they were playing other games and because there's another one called Marvel Strike Force, which is Marvel's version of basically Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It's a turn-based game. They're really fun, but they were mad because they were kind of being like, "Hey, we play this game too," and they didn't like that. It was supposed to be you play only our game, you support our game, you don't say anything bad about our game, and
interesting. That kind of this was a unintended transition, but actually Twitch just recently has announced they're going to be doing sub-only streams, so to speak, to where like you can't watch somebody unless you pay their monthly sub. That's going to be an option. But the problem is that the info I've seen is that that's specifically against Blizzard's terms of service with their games. So, like, if you're going to pay a streamer $5 a month to watch their stream, they cannot play Blizzard games.
Yeah, no, because you're basically...
Because Blizzard says in their terms of service that you will not collect a fee.
Yeah, the player.
You will not collect a fee to broadcast the game or whatever to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
I honestly don't think... There's going to be streamers that do it, obviously, because they're idiots, but... I don't think a lot of people are actually going to do that because you're shooting your community in the foot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at... Okay, we'll just take, we'll take fucking Tim. I understand he's got 30 to 50,000 subs. I understand that. But I bet 20 to 25,000 people that watch him, and when he has, 30, are probably just viewers.
Yeah.
I mean, you're telling me you have 20,000 people that are just subbed to you to watch? I don't think
yourself
so.
In the foot.
I really do.
You would, don't get me wrong, if you're a good enough streamer, you'll still make money. I just think you won't make as much.
But you're not gonna get anybody a sub. Well, you're gonna give people a sub to watch it, but if it's a sub only thing, people aren't gonna click it because they're just gonna click it and it's gonna come up as whatever the hell it's gonna fucking say, and they're gonna be like, oh, whatever, and just go away.
Right.
You're gonna see your numbers go from, in his case, this is all I don't know the guy, I don't know anything about him, but when he's got 50,000 people and okay, I'm gonna do sub only streaming, you're gonna at least cut in half.
Yeah.
If not more of your viewers.
And then you lose that, a lot of people sub the streams because they see somebody else's name pop up on the screen when they sub.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll lose that effect too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then the people that just randomly donate money to say something stupid, they're not going to do that anymore.
So yeah, like I said, it was an unintentional transition, but it directly affects Blizzard games because you can't stream Blizzard games and do that at the same time.
You can't do anything with a Blizzard game and get money for it. Well, besides Twitch, but I'm saying more even in-game stuff. Look at that one guild out I can't remember what the hell they're called. That everybody got banned for 2 years because they were selling runs.
Yep.
So you can't do that.
Yep. Can't sell runs. Can't sell in-game gold for real money.
So now it's okay. Now you can't watch me unless you pay me.
Right. You can say you can watch me for free and play, and then have somebody still pay you. That's okay.
Yeah.
But when you specifically say
you have to pay me.
You have to pay me to watch, so you can watch me play Blizzard. That's against TOS.
I think
can shut down your account.
Yeah, that's not going to end up well. I don't think the people that do it, I mean, good luck. I just don't think it's going to end well for anybody. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yep.
Even if people like, I mean, I'm a lurker in streams. I don't sub. There's like one guy I would sub to, and if he ever was like, okay, I'm doing a sub only stream, I would never watch him again. I'd be like, fuck you, I'm done. Like,
right.
I've supported you for years. Granted, I don't pay you money, but I'm always a viewer. Like when you stream, it's on. If I can watch.
Mm-hmm.
And if you did that, I'd be like, no, I'm done.
I think people forget that lurkers are actually a part because it does bump your numbers.
Oh yeah.
So anyways,
yeah. Sorry about that.
So that's that.
Battle in the cold.
We'll skip the leaks thing. We'll talk about that last, I guess.
What?
The leaks.
Yeah, I said okay.
We'll skip that one. We'll talk about that last. So there was, I don't know why I put this on there, tons of bug fixes to retail on July 2nd. That was Tuesday. They pushed through a ton of bug fixes for the patch 8.2, which is good news. I guess that's good news out there.
Yeah.
I did want to say that if anybody's interested in what those bug fixes were, just go check out Blizzard's news page.
Mm-hmm.
They'll list. There was lots of them, so we couldn't talk about them each individually. But just so you know, there was tons of them out there.
I had an issue with, and I have no idea if it was fixed, but it was in Nazjatar. It was one of the rares that would spawn. I'd kill it, but I would never get credit for it. I killed it like 4 or 5 times, and I never got credit.
Interesting. Yeah.
Maybe it's fixed, because I don't know. And I thought, well, maybe it's because I don't have, like, it wasn't a commander. It was just, I don't know what the heck. It was like a weird, like, seashell crab thing. And, I don't know. Maybe it was a quest item, or a quest, and that's why I couldn't. I don't know.
You got me.
But it wouldn't let me. I killed it, and it didn't give me credit for for a rare. Right. Oh, well. But I got the 3 for the other one, so stick it, Blizzard.
Just stick it, Blizzard. I won. Okay, so this next thing, I didn't know this was going on, but apparently it was a thing. Nazjatar phasing. During the quest, Battle for Nazjatar, which was a PvP event, it was often lopsided, apparently. And the devs addressed this by making the event only available when there was a good mix of Horde and Alliance players to fight against each other.
See, it's so hard.
So basically they pulled the quest when the faction balance was off.
That's not a bad idea because the Alliance will always lose, but I feel like everybody plays Horde, so I don't like it.
Yeah, you have to.
You don't win as Alliance in PvP. It just doesn't happen. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go out there and say it. You don't win
unless you're doing like 3s.
Yeah,
2s or 3s when the teams are even. But otherwise, if it's just open world,
you're gonna lose because everybody plays Horde. No one plays Alliance.
With the way sharding and whatever reason, Blizzard sharding has been terrible. I guess it always puts me onto PvP heavy shards or Horde heavy shards. And it's like what the hell's going on?
Mm-hmm. That's why I just turn it off. Like it's too much of a headache.
So basically, they removed that quest when there isn't a good mix, and they put it in an alternative quest called Ashara's Elite Commanders, and that's the quest that's also available for players that are not in war mode. Mm-hmm. So it's a good way to know that if you're playing the game and you see Ashara's Elite Commanders pop up, you know that the PvP balance is off. So crazy. I think that's a good thing. I would like to see them just get rid of sharding in general, but
yeah, and just go back to servers being servers.
I personally think they should just do what WildStar did. Just one giant mega server. And then
I don't know. See, Star Wars Old Republic did the same thing. They didn't do. I don't think they did mega servers, but I know they cut like their servers down to where there's only like 4 or 5. But I don't know because Blizzard's the biggest MMO, so could they even handle millions of people on one server?
I don't know.
I don't think they could.
They shard it. You shard it anyways.
Well, I
don't know how you'd have to. Obviously, you'd have a PvP and a PvE server. Mm-hmm. And then you could probably throw in there an RP PvP.
You know how hard that would be to get something. Well, no, I guess it wouldn't be as hard now. because you can collect stuff that people have already collected. But imagine if they got rid of that. You know how like your two people can pick up the same quest item at once, and now you got to fight off 10,000 people. Like you would never get anywhere in the game.
Like in Classic and the starting zones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
wouldn't get anywhere.
That would be rough with a big.
You'd have to play at like 5 a.m. when everybody hopefully is sleeping.
Yeah.
To get anywhere,
it'd be interesting.
If they did it that way.
I don't think they would ever do that, but I mean, I would be all for it. I don't know.
I think what they need to do is just get rid of all the low populated servers and just merge them into other ones. They've done it before, but they need to just get rid of it. If it's not a high populated server, merge it into something else.
If they're gonna shard us anyways to the point where your server really doesn't matter anymore, they should at least shard you. They should at least shard the players to have an even balance of players.
Mm.
Horde and Alliance, so it's fair.
Yeah,
you can do it, Blizzard. Like, because it's the worst feeling in the world when you're trying to do war mode and like you can't because you're surrounded by Horde players.
Yeah, it makes it not fun.
It's like literally when you're in an area and there's like you and 15 Horde players. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Oh yeah, you're not gonna win.
Yeah, you just let them kill you, and when you respawn, hopefully they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
But that is happening more and more. So I don't.
That's because less and less people are playing Alliance.
To the point where I thought of faction changing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so bad.
Oh, well, there's more Horde players than anything. So
if that's the way it is, that's fine. I don't like that's just the way the game is. But like if you're able to remedy the situation, they should remedy it. Mm-hmm. So that's all I'm saying. So yeah, more trouble with phasing. A lot of things seems to go back to sharding and phasing, and it's a mess. That's all I got.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they should go back to just being how the servers used to be, but then you get all the crying people that like actually like doing LFR and pugging, where they would just cry because they're on a crap server or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
This I guess what it all boils down to. Someone's gonna fucking get all upset and butthurt about something.
It happens.
But they need to do something.
Yeah, Blizzard's. I mean, they have the technology there. They got to do something. I don't. Yeah. LFR is what it is. It's not going anywhere. Same thing with the Dungeon Finder. It's not going anywhere. That's just the reality of it in retail.
No, but like we've talked before, they need to have a reason for you to be in a guild, because there's no reason to be in a guild. It's an MMO. It's a multi-online player, whatever the hell it's called, and you have no contact with people. What is the point of playing it?
Yeah.
But
yeah. I just think...
Massive multiplayer online, that's what it is.
Yeah. What was I going to say? I completely lost the train of thought there. Anyways, all right, moving on. This week's dungeon event is the BFA dungeon event. I guess the week's almost over now, but...
oh, yeah, the 4 mythics or whatever?
Yeah, the 4 mythic dungeons. At the end, you get a 400 piece level, high level piece of gear. I don't even do those anymore. I
like them, but I didn't do it. One thing now is always coming up is time for me. But the last time I tried doing it, like my guild's done. Like the leader quit and it's done. There's like 2 or 3 people on in the guild at a time. So it's like I need to find a new guild. But like doing that, because I don't do the whole Raider IO bullshit because I can't stand it. Like I was getting kicked out of Mythic Zeros. It's like it's a Mythic Zero.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's like I'm not trying to do like 2s or 3s or 4s or whatever. I'm literally trying to do a 0 to get the freaking reward.
You can face roll up through a 5 or a 6 in all reality. It's not much different. 10s, yeah, you need to know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think they need to break it.
Just 0s, it's like, and I try to pick like the very, very easy ones like Mother Load and I don't even know what the hell the other ones are. But like the prison... You know, it's like I try to do like the very easy ones where people like aren't gonna be as
nitpicky.
Yeah, and it's just like nope, because you don't have a Raider IO. It's like blow it out your fucking ass. Sorry.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't say that on the thing.
No, I don't fucking care if they don't like it. Too bad. Raider IO is terrible. You heard it here.
Right? Do you even have the add-on?
No,
you don't even have the add-on.
Nope. I refuse.
Yeah, I have it, but I gotta get rid of it. I don't agree with it. I think that's one thing Blizzard needs to break. To be honest, if there's any add-ons that Blizzard's going to break, it needs to be.
Are you recording this?
I turned it back on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It needs to be Raider IO for sure.
It's just it's annoying. Like, I mean,
either you're going to have LFR and Dungeon Finder and all that stuff, and it's just going to be the way it is, and you're going to allow people to go in there and sign up for pugging.
Yeah,
and that's just the way it's going to be. Or you're going to have Raider IO, and you can find groups the old-fashioned way. I think that's the way it's.
Like I said, it's not like I was like trying to get like a 2 or a 3. Like, I understand getting, I completely understand getting kicked from those because I'm not good at them because I haven't done them enough. But when you're getting kicked from a 0, that literally the only thing that's different is that they have a little more health and they hit a little bit harder. Like,
right,
and you're like, no, it's like,
no, because you don't have 1,000 points.
Yeah, you're not 2,300
points,
and you're like, okay.
That's why, like I said, that's why I think they either need to get rid of LFR Dungeon Finder, and I call it the Pug Finder.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get rid of that and keep Raider IO, or get rid of Raider IO and keep all that, because right now it's a mess.
And it's really it stops people from wanting to play it. Honestly,
and I think LFR and the Dungeon Finder is good, and I say that because, like you were saying, your guild is gone. Like, the game is in a really bad spot. We can't deny that the game is in a bad spot, but LFR and Dungeon Finder is a good way to be able to still play right now.
I'll say I don't even LFR because I don't like the people in there because they're.
That's the it's
LFR and you have to know what you're doing when you're in LFR. Like, it, you get the people that are so strict it's like mythic rating down to a T, and then you get the people that just run off and stare at a wall for a half hour.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
I get you. I completely agree with that.
So statement. It's like I've always said, I'm not a fan of LFR. I do like Dungeon Finder, but I don't like LFR. And because
there's always those people that like they don't have the time to like do heroic rating. I get it. So they want to be able to play, and LFR is good for them.
Yeah.
I get it, but
then you get the one person in there is because he's top DPS on LFR. He's just Big Dick, and he's going to be a jerk to everybody. And it's like, it's LFR, dude. Calm down. You can
just calm down.
You literally can just hit. If there was an autoplay button, you could hit it and win. Like,
Right. I forget where I was going with that. Oh yeah, Raider IO.
Yeah.
They either need to keep, like I said, keep LFR and Dungeon Finder and all that, and get rid of Raider IO, or get rid of all the automatic stuff and keep Raider IO. Make it go back to the old way of doing things, of having a guild and spamming general chat. Looking for tank.
There's a point to being in a guild at that point. But I think Raider IO, the only reason why it's there is for all this stupid esports crap that they're trying to get into. It's like, fix your game before you do esports.
Well, you got to remember, Raider IO is a third-party thing. That's not Blizzard. That's an add-on.
Blizzard needs to ban it then or something.
I think they need to break it.
But they're going to use that.
It destroyed our guild.
But they're gonna use oh god, yes it did, because that's all the leader cared about was your Raider IO
score. Yeah, it ruined our guild.
And it was like, I don't have one, and I'm never, I'm not downloading it. I don't care about it. I'll run anything anybody wants in the guild, And I've told them before, it's like, I don't know if I can do a 10 because I don't know if I'm geared enough, and no one's really sat down and kind of helped me learn how to do them. But I would run anything with the guild. And if it was like, okay, we're going to pug someone, nope, take me out of it. Find 2 now. So I don't want to pug.
Yep. Is running a 10 really that hard? I don't feel like running.
I don't know. The highest I've ever run, ever since this Mythic Plus came out, it's a 9. And I don't think she was very happy because we didn't complete it in time.
Right. The expansion was also very new at that time too.
Yes. Yeah, it was. It was. I think the first raid was just coming out when we did it.
I don't think 10s are that.
I don't do
hard. People.
I ignore Mythic Plus now because I don't have a guild to do it with.
Yeah. And my guild hasn't been playing, so whole other story. And
that's one thing. Like,
go ahead.
Like Fat Boss was talking about with this. It's like if you're on a small server like I am, like why I transferred back to my original server, I never should have. I'm kicking myself in the ass for doing it. But he compared it to like a small server's like North Korea. You're blocked off from the world and no one knows you exist and they're not thought about. Yep. But when you go to a big server, we'll say USA or like EU, it's huge and you have all these opportunities and stuff. So I don't know. I should probably just transfer back to like Storm Rage or something.
That's why I think that whole
maybe I would enjoy the game more than I am now, because right now I'm not really, you know.
That's why I think a whole mega server, you'd have to have 2 or 3 mega servers, right? You couldn't just have one big server, everybody's a big happy family.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you couldn't maybe with war mode because they have war mode now, but if you had like a PvP mega server or a PvE mega server, and then like people really like role play, so you give an RP PvP server, whatever, that's fine. I think that would be a good solution to a lot of problems.
Maybe
because everybody would just be there,
but it's gonna be worse too, because then you're gonna get the elitists with the people that are like, I've been playing this game for a year, and they're like, oh my god.
But you see, it'll matter, and the reason I say it'll matter is because you're not sharded. You'll see these people again. Yeah. Theoretically, you could possibly see them again.
Oh yeah,
their names will get around. It will happen. I know it's because Classic's coming out, everybody's thinking, but like back in Classic, like granted there's only 2,500 people allowed on the server at a time, but names got around. People grew to learn, like, oh, Billy Bob, you don't raid with Billy Bob because Billy Bob ninja loots everything, and he would never get into raids.
Yeah.
So that's what the game needs. I think that would fix half the game's problems.
Yeah, they just need to overhaul the entire thing, because it's just kind of.
I think it's coming.
It's just a heaping pile of garbage.
So
I don't understand. I'm like, I get I've been very negative in this episode, but it's just, I don't know.
With that being said, that's a direct lead into our next point, and that's the Blizzard leaks. So we'll go through the whole. We're going to go through the whole leaks, and in the WoW sections, what I mean when we talk about the WoW leaks is what they need to overhaul the game, and that's kind of coming in these leaks, if any of these leaks are true. So I did make a video about this on my YouTube channel if anybody wants to check that out. Shameless plug from me over here. But we are going to talk about it again here in the podcast for those of you that don't follow me on YouTube. So there was an employee from Blizzard. Let's see here. I'm just going to kind of read through this article, and then we'll kind of talk on the points here. According to the Anonymous, and that's the Anonymous post. Let's see here. Former Blizzard employee on company condition and new projects. I found this article from GamePressure.com, but it is all over the internet, so this is just one avenue of getting the information. Basically, an anonymous and disappointed former Blizzard employee. Let's see. Did they quit or did he get fired? I think he quit and published a bunch of stuff on that website 4chan. So take this what it's worth. Anybody can post anything on the internet, but these leaks in all the games seem pretty possible, in my opinion. Let's see here. All right. One of Blizzard's former employees allegedly published an extensive entry on 4chan containing a number of sensitive information about his previous employer's condition and details of the projects the company is working on. Some of his revelations coincide with what we already know. These include, for example, the budget cuts, Diablo 4, layoffs, etc. Let's see. According to the poster, the atmosphere in the developer team is extremely gloomy, and its morale has reached the bottom. None of the management takes into account the opinions of the staff, and despite the resistance, still puts too much emphasis on esports. Employees with less than 15 years seniority were put against the wall and had to agree to a salary reduction, or they would resign from their position and leave the company. Activision demanding budget cuts and savings is to a large extent responsible for the state of affairs.
I'll say Activision's just killing Blizzard.
Yeah,
they're a crap company.
It is very relevant at this point. I do agree with that. The forced exodus of the crews has had consequences. Blizzard lacks specialists, so that important positions are currently occupied by completely unprepared people who continually consult with subordinates when making decisions. Developers who are still left in the studio are condemned to endless overtime. According to the source, due to stress and helplessness, people were openly crying in corridors, and one of the graphic designers was sent on forced leave after he was caught trying to injure himself. The management is trying to remedy the situation by attracting students to work, as well by outsourcing. So this in a whole here, this is where I start to believe that some of this is kind of false, that it's kind of a lie. I mean,
I don't know if someone would try to injure themselves at work, but
right,
who
injure
knows?
themselves
You never
at
know,
work, because you never know. But this is when you're trying to do leaks and you want someone to believe your leak, you would say something like that. You know what I mean? People are openly injuring themselves in the hallway. They're so upset.
I don't believe this because
just quit your job.
I mean, I've come from. I mean, people that don't know me, I don't even know if I should tell them where I used to work.
Don't tell them where or when.
But I used to work for a very, 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 very crappy chain of lubes, okay? So you can just take a thought on that, think about it for a minute. And it was the worst company I've ever worked for. And I hated it so much that I finally quit after working there for 8 years. I quit. I never tried to hurt myself. So I don't really believe that someone is... I lived on 8 months with $3,000. Now, granted, I don't live in California, and I live at home, unfortunately, still. But I never tried to hurt myself, so I don't believe that this person is trying to kill themselves at work. I find that to be a load of bullshit. And yeah, I'm throwing that out there. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be angry, but like you said, it's one of those, like, it's a trigger thing. It's like a trigger word, you know?
Yeah, I think whether it's true or not, I don't know, but...
If it is, I feel very bad for that person that they're in that
course.
situation. But you're a game developer. And if you're like, I came from Blizzard, I feel like you could find a job almost anywhere.
Yeah, you could.
Like,
yeah.
You worked for Blizzard. They're one of the biggest games out there.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not them. I'm not in their situation.
I feel like that statement there was meant to draw people into these leaks.
But for me, coming from somewhere where you're really, really upset, like, just leave.
Right. So getting on this, they start to talk about that they've actually started outsourcing some of the work, which, whatever.
To who?
Thai Studio XPEC, yeah. Which, it is what it is. People outsource their work all the time. Like,
oh, yeah.
That's just a reality. So, Diablo 4. So starting with the actual game leaks, it was very apparent that after the Diablo Immortal announcement at BlizzCon, people were not happy. So
did I hear that it kind of is failing, like the Immortal? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know if that was. I can't remember where I saw that. I want to say it was a tweet, so you take that with a grain of salt. But I remember thought I read somewhere. Maybe I'm just going crazy. That Diablo Immortal kind of failed, like its beta or whatever the heck is going on with it.
I have
possibly.
No idea.
Like I said, I can't remember where I saw that at.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. It'll be interesting to actually research a little bit. But so yeah, Diablo Immortal obviously wasn't taken very well. No. So Blizzard in turn ramped up production on Diablo 4, and according to the source, the most shocking thing is the game will be shown in its entirety from the perspective of the first person. The title that Blizzard describes as the first fantasy shooter in history, or fantasy schluter in history, a hack and slash looter shooter. It's going to run on the same engine as Overwatch and fill the gap in the Activision catalog created after losing the Destiny franchise. Initially, Diablo 4 will offer 3 character classes. 5 more are planned as a part of the paid seasonal updates / expansions.
So now you have to pay it. It's going to be like playing freaking WoW.
Yeah,
you have to pay a monthly subscription.
Well, no, you'll get 3, but then in order to get the other 5 classes in the game, you have to pay for them separately, like DLCs. Typical. So here's where the story gets funny, and I'm just going to read this as a whole because trying to say this the right way is really hard without just reading it. In the campaign, we're supposed to ally ourselves with the demons. After hundreds of years of relative peace, angels are becoming more and more ruthless and authoritarian, planning to cleanse the world of Sanctuary from people. The game's tagline is, "Let out your inner demons." It is directly connected with one of the game's mechanics, which is a copy of the special skills of the Overwatch heroes. Each of the heroes in Diablo 4 will have a powerful demonic attack. The final boss of the game will be an angelic version of Diablo called Diabel Primus. premiums, whatever. At the end of the campaign, it will turn out that Diablo was acting in the interest of the Sanctuary from the very beginning. For centuries, he has sought a man who will be able to overcome him, thus gaining the strength and power to face the coming invasion from the Abyss, which equally threatens men, demons, and angels. The launch of Diablo 4 is planned for spring 2021, and it'll be on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Scarlet, and the unannounced Activision streaming service, which will use Microsoft's infrastructure and servers. So this, I do believe, was the biggest leak out of... Overwatch had a big one. So this is probably the biggest leak out of all the leaks this guy mentioned. So before we go on, take everything that was just said with a grain of salt. It's a leak.
Yeah.
It's on the internet, 4chan of all places. You don't know. But there's some good things in this leak and some very bad things in this leak. And you're the Diablo player, so I'll let you go first, and I'll give you my opinion afterwards.
I mean, the story sounds cool, but I don't know about the... Because you said it was like... what is it? What the hell is that game called? I can't think of it. I don't like the over the shoulder. I want it to be like how it was.
Like Destiny, yeah, like over the shoulder. Yeah.
I want it to be how it is now, like above point and click. That is Diablo. Stop changing your stuff. Sorry.
I don't. Hey, that's your opinion.
I
think
I haven't. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna try it. But I like how the game is played for the last 3 games that they've had. Like, I think it's perfect that way. And now you're trying to change it, and once again, now I'm gonna get mad because you're trying to change it, and I'm gonna be one of those pissed off people. It's like, why are you changing stuff?
The only way that would work for me is if it was Dark Souls-esque, so to speak.
No,
if it was hard. Like, it's got to be effing hard, not just. I don't know. Not for me. If they're gonna change it from like an angle up above, point and click, like that's the way it's gonna have to be.
I feel like the only reason why they're doing this, and this is just coming out now, but if they do change it to the way it is, because it's gonna be easier to play on a console.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Yep.
It's easier to play on a console, and there's 3 more consoles, and there's only 1 computer.
I never played it on a console, the other Diablo. I don't see why it would be hard on a console. I guess
it's still like over the third person or whatever, and you kind of, instead of clicking, you just run around.
Right.
I played the very first one on PlayStation, and I didn't like it.
I bet.
But on a computer, it was great.
I bet first-person Diablo on the console would be easier than I think so.
Because you really can't. In Diablo now, like, I haven't played any of the newer ones. Like I said, I only played Diablo 1. It was hard to like aim at what you're trying to kill. Whereas on the computer, you just click it.
Right.
And so I feel like they're doing that just to make it easier for console players. Well, get rid of console. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it. It's always been a computer game. Leave it there.
Yeah, make a new game for console.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I kind of agree. Diablo is the way Diablo is.
And I was kind of wondering where they were going with this story, because it's like, how many times can you kill Diablo and how many times can he become something else? So knowing now that possibly the whole battle's been against the angels, well, it sounds like a cool story.
It could be. It could be a great story.
I don't know about the whole, like, you have an ultimate power like in Overwatch. I don't know about that.
You'd have to play it, right?
I'd have to try it.
Yeah,
I don't want to give an opinion on something I've never played.
Take
it
for what it's worth. It could be cool. It could be bad. It could go both
It could
ways.
be. We'll see. Right now, like, hearing it, I'm kind of like, eh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm one of those that, like, for everybody that doesn't know, I can't stand change. I don't like change.
You are totally against change.
I am very much against change, and they changed this game 180 degrees.
Diablo 3 I thought was good.
I like Diablo 3.
Souls was good. I don't know.
I enjoy it, but it was just one of those, like, it kind of continued with the Blizzard franchise of it was just kind of easy.
Yeah, and I talked about that in my YouTube video, that as somebody who never played Diablo 1 or 2, and I just went into Diablo 3, I think I played it on hard and beat it within a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, well, this game was really fucking easy.
Yeah, and the first 2 I think are harder.
Probably, yeah.
I've only beat the second one like twice. Not that I haven't played it in a
I
while.
can see them doing the whole, like, if it was like a Dark Souls third person over the shoulder thing. Like, I don't know. It would be cool, but it would have to be Blizzard polish. It couldn't just be garbage that they just threw out there. Like, I think it could be cool to have a Diablo game like that. In my opinion, I think that would be cool.
Like I said, I have to try it before I can give like my honest opinion on it.
Right.
But from what I'm hearing, that's kind of where I'm at.
You're in the middle?
I'm in the middle. I'm one of those, like...
If they said Diablo was going to be like Dark Souls, I'd be, here's my money, take it.
I'd try it, but I wouldn't say I would like it.
But that's from somebody who's never played the Diablo series, really. I played it, I beat it, and that was it. I didn't do anything more than that, so...
I really feel like Blizzard's kind of shooting themselves very hard with changing...
All right, we're back. I had to take a quick break. The dog came in here and was getting all loud, so we had to stop for a second. But we're back. So, yeah, we talked about Diablo 4. Mixed reviews here.
I'm going to play it, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll have to literally really see what they announce at BlizzCon. So, Overwatch 2. That's the next leak.
I don't get how they can make a second one of these.
The leaker said that Overwatch 2 was being made at full pace. The new game is basically being described as Left 4 Dead with robots. Left 4 Dead with robots. The devs were supposed to listen to the opinions of the fans, so the game will push the story of the series forward and won't focus only on the events of the past. The game will get to know the third playable faction, which will be led by the mysterious Technomancer, who has the power to bring back the dead. They bring the dead back to life by the means of nano-robots. Her special ability is to resurrect opposing team members as mechanical zombies and will then attack former allies. The Anonymous also... Yeah, what?
I'm so confused.
The Anonymous also gave some details about the fate of the known and liked characters from Overwatch. Tracer's girlfriend is going to die in the story. So, before we move on, I think what this guy was trying to say is that Overwatch 2 is going to be a story-based game. It's not going to be like it is now where you're controlling points or trying to take areas. It's going to be like a campaign. It's going to have a campaign, basically.
So it's going to be... They're probably making a battle royale, basically.
No, there's going to be a campaign. So it'll be like...
Yeah, there's going to be a story mode, but then, okay, once you're done with the story, what's the point of playing the game again?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no
idea.
I'm
it's change again, and I don't like change.
I'm sure each character will have its own story. That would be the only way to make it fun, right?
I don't know.
Kind of like Diablo, when like each time you play, it's a little different.
Yeah, because you get different characters. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I'm
so confused.
So, yeah. And then, so, just to go on with the leaks, Tracer's girlfriend is going to die.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert, Tracer's girlfriend is going to die, and Widowmaker will be there to help her come to terms with the loss, and then Widowmaker and Tracer are going to have romance. This will be possible...
4chan!
Yeah. This will be possible as the Widow will finally be freed from the influence of the Talon organization and will act on her own.
See, I haven't played this game since it really came out. What like factions are there?
There isn't. There's the good and the bad. Basically, that's the way I look at it. I'm probably wrong, but there's like good guys and bad guys. That's how I take it.
Who's the bad guy?
There really isn't bad guys.
I'm so confused. Like I don't play this game much. I basically stopped playing it when they were coming out with other characters. Like I really didn't play it too much because I wasn't good at it. So it's like the whole story and everything behind it. I don't know.
So like the stories in Overwatch now is like you're going back in the past and reliving events that happened. So like your outcomes are set. Like there's like a little in-game events, and that's all it is little in-game events that are like holiday based or time based. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
So we're like living the past right now.
No. This game is going to be in the future.
Yeah, this one is, but I'm saying Overwatch 1.
Oh, Overwatch 1 is like. No, that's like present time too. The stuff you're doing in game is present time. It's just the event, all the special events are all in the past.
Oh, okay.
Just like old stories that they're.
I only did the one where you were Reinhardt, Tracer, and Torbjorn.
Oh yeah, where you're running through killing the robots.
Yeah, that's
that
the
was
one I
that was
did.
something that happened in the past. You were
Yeah.
just reliving. Yeah,
That's the only one I ever did. That's basically kind of when I was done playing it.
Yeah. So this game is basically going to be like a PvE style game, like a campaign style game, and it's going to tell the story going on. That's the way I understand it's going to take place. Maybe I'm wrong.
We'll see.
Tracer's girlfriend's going to die. She's going to do it with Widowmaker. And then we're going to find out that McCree is actually a clone of one of the 3 clones of Soldier 76. And then Reaper will be gay as well.
All right.
I talked about this.
Okay.
I talked about this in my YouTube video that like having gay characters in games are fine. I literally have no problem with gay people or gay characters in games. That's fine. But when you start to do it to more than one character, that's when I'm like, what the fuck? Like
everyone's gay.
Like
in this game.
Tracer's gay. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We know Soldier 76. He's gay too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's gay. That's fine.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine. But now Blizzard's just, in my opinion, Reaper's gay. Like, you're just pandering at this point.
So is what's her face?
I know it's a pretty bold statement to make, but like I just feel like they're pushing the buttons now. They're pushing the buttons to get that SJW liberal people to play their game, make them feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's kind of a controversial statement to make, but whatever. You want them all? Like, you want to make them all gay?
Who
whatever.
was Tracer's girlfriend? There was the one-eyed chick with the sniper rifle healer. The hell is her name? Anna or Fair? I think so. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think so. I think I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever. For whatever it's worth. That's
who's coming out next. I bet the squirrel is. We're just gonna throw that out there.
So
or the Hammond.
Moving out here. Fans should not expect big changes in the audio-visual setting of the title. Overwatch 2 is supposed to use the same engine as the original, and Blizzard is actually working on a Nintendo Switch port for the game. No loot boxes will be in Overwatch 2. It'll just be straight up, if you want this, you buy it, basically, for the skins.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
It's terrible, but it's in the world we live in now, people are like... The government is going after loot boxes because they consider it gambling in a way, which it kind of is. It's like it's literally pulling the handle on a slot machine. So instead of doing that, they're just saying, you know what? You want a skin, you can pay X amount of dollars for the skin. I'm okay.
I just wish there was a way where you could just achieve something in game.
If you could, I'm okay with buying things if you can still work hard and achieve it in the game. If you want to be that person that wants to buy everything instead of actually playing the game,
that's the way you want to play it. Great.
But I think you should still be able to, like you said, play it to get your shit. No different. It's the same thing with store mounts and WoW.
Because how much are these skins going to cost? Like,
who knows? A couple bucks, $5 a piece, probably.
No, Blizzard's hurting for money. Probably 15 or 20.
Yeah, who knows?
To get one, you never know. I don't. Take it from this. This is kind of where I base everything, and it's probably not the right way to do it. But so the game I play on my phone, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, when they come out with a new character, you can buy them. But the character to 7-star it, which is like the highest you can get it, costs you around $300 to $400. That's insane.
Yeah.
If you want, like, now there's people that do it. There's people that buy everything, and if you want to play that way, that's great to just get ahead of everybody else in a free-to-play game. But it's insane the amount of money.
Yep.
Like I can see Blizzard making something like buy this skin for $10, and you're like, oh, $10, that's cool. Well, now I've bought 30 of them. You know, like I don't know.
Yep.
And then I look at it this way as. Which I guess I can look at it as WoW too, because it's kind of contradicting myself. Eventually, it's going to end, and all that money you just spent on is going to be gone.
Yep.
But then I could say the same thing about WoW because I pay for a sub. It's like, well, eventually the game's going to end, and all that money I spent on is gone. I don't know.
It's frustrating.
It is because I can see I get where they're coming at, especially with the government cracking down on microtransactions, but. I don't know.
Well, not so much microtransactions, more like loot boxes.
Loot boxes, but then tell the parents need to monitor it. And I'm going to say the parents because obviously if an adult wants to buy it, they can buy it.
Right.
But if a kid wants to buy it, they have to ask their parents. Like that, they just need to crack down. Like, why does everybody else have to do their job for them? Or if the game has
loot boxes, just put a ESRB 18 rating on it, and whatever. Only adults can play this game, and if you allow your kid to play this game and they're buying loot boxes, well,
that's your problem.
It's your problem, not mine. Yeah.
Why did you give them your credit card?
Yep.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to see. Like I said, these are all just hypothetical leaks. So.
Yeah, and I just like we were saying before, I see him being character skins are being expensive, but who knows? Maybe they'll be $1, and that's kind of seems like a deal to me.
I mean,
I'd buy something for $1.
When Rock Band had songs to buy, I think they were like $2. That's reasonable.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. You could, $20, you get a couple hours worth of content.
Yeah,
whatever.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
but if they're going to be crazy expensive, I think anything over like $10 is a little excessive. But we'll find out what happens.
Yep. So next part here. All right. So StarCraft news. According to the anonymous, no one in the studio doubts that the RTS is a genre. That is a genre. What am I trying to do here? The genre has died of natural causes. I see. Basically, the RTS drama is nobody wants to play that anymore.
Yeah, no one.
Nobody wants to play.
I mean, they a couple of years ago said they weren't doing anything with StarCraft anymore.
Yeah,
so.
It used to be hard, or it used to be a thing, I should say. But now it's too hard for people nowadays to play that. Because there's other games out there that are pretty close to StarCraft.
Oh yeah.
That I don't think anybody plays them.
No, they're very taken over by. I don't.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically. Nobody.
Just taken over by a different type of person. Just very, 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 very smart. That type at like 1,000 miles an hour.
Nobody wants to play those games. So.
You're basically not gonna win.
So basically, it says that Blizzard will not develop or significantly support the title from now on, and currently everybody from this StarCraft studio is working on Diablo 4.
How do you think those people feel that put all that time into StarCraft? Now you're just like, game's done. Too bad. I think they're
used to it. 'Cause I think that happens a lot in the gaming community. The games are just like, this isn't working. We're done. I think there's so much of that in every company that these guys are just used to it. It just happens.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm saying the player, not the developer.
What do you mean?
The player, like think of all those people that like played StarCraft and did it competitively, and now they're just like, we yanked the cord out. Like,
it's like,
sucks to be you.
It's like Heroes of the Storm. They had all the esports teams and all that stuff. And they just pulled the cord out. They're like, we're not doing that anymore. Bye.
Yeah.
And actually, we're phasing this game out. F you.
I wonder if they're making a second one. I don't know.
I don't know.
How do you? I don't
know.
I feel like some games it's like, how are you going to make an Overwatch 2? Like, I don't understand how you're going to make that because it was just a player, or it's just team versus team game, It's like, so how are you going to make really a second one? But I don't know.
It has to be story-based.
Yeah.
You're going to have the team-based one and the story-based one, I guess. I don't know.
I'm surprised Blizzard hasn't jumped into Battle Royale, or not Battle, but like Fortnite type game yet.
I don't know. That'd be cool for StarCraft, wouldn't it?
I mean, it's what StarCraft was supposed to be.
Let's see. So basically, there was a canceled game, and it was supposed to be set in the StarCraft universe, obviously. It was going to operate as a game-as-service basis, providing large story updates and DLCs at regular intervals. The production was the developer's response to the Gears of War series while drawing inspiration from it. The campaign was to take place during the events presented in the Heart of the Swarm and the Legacy of the Void expansions. Its main character was Tychus Findlay, who was to survive after he was shot by Jim Raynor in the campaign Wings of Liberty. The protagonist was rescued by a mysterious man who turned him into a cyborg and then entrusted him with the command of a 4-man unit sent on special missions. The developer planned to put a large number of RPG elements into the game. Improving cyber augmentation would give us, for example, an advantage in combat, but we would slowly lose our humanity, and with it, further dialogue options.
It sounds like they're trying to make like two of the very similar games. Like if Overwatch is becoming a campaign version, so is this. So you're gonna have two campaign games. I mean, Gears of War is an amazing game, and if you're trying to combat that, like you're making two of the same games. I don't know.
So basically, then it goes on to say that the epilogue of the story campaign was to take place many years after the end of the expansions and present a new threat to fans, introducing another faction to the StarCraft universe, which arrives from outside the galaxy.
I've never played StarCraft, so I don't.
Yeah, I think there was three factions in StarCraft or something like that.
There was this guy. There was the bugs.
Three different types of classes or something. So, yeah. I don't know. This would be the game to do a battle royale with, in my opinion.
What he wrote here sounds kind of like it'd be very fun to play. I like Gears of War, so if it's like a Gears of War game, that sounds great. Well, but then also Overwatch is kind of going to be a set like that now.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
I think, well, back in the day, it was called StarCraft Ghost. It was actually going to be a first-person shooter. It got canceled a long time ago. And that's actually very well documented and known. But it sounds like they were trying to do it again, or they started up that project again, and it was then again canceled again. So, unfortunate, because I think a game could have been amazing, but it's just the way it is, I guess.
Maybe they did. Maybe they weren't. They're trying to do something different because it would have kicked Activision. Maybe because of Destiny.
Maybe.
I mean, I know they said it. I think they said at the beginning that they lost Destiny somehow.
Oh yeah, Destiny left. Yeah.
But I mean, maybe they were like, nope, cancel it because it's going to compete with my game, and I'm Activision, and I need to be great.
Yeah. So moving on here to the last bit of leaks, we have the World of Warcraft portion of the leaks from this guy. So after the series of successes that Final Fantasy XIV is currently enjoying, any mention of Square Enix's work in the WoW team is taboo, especially after the Japanese developer announced at E3 2019 that it has more than 1 million active subscribers. The anonymous poster admitted that Final Fantasy XIV has already outperformed World of Warcraft in this respect. Interestingly, developers planned to introduce loot boxes to the game, but after controversies from the last year, they gave up on the idea.
No, that's good.
Yeah, that is a good thing, actually.
It sounds like they listen to their community.
Yeah.
Blizzard.
The most satisfied team in Blizzard is the crew dealing with the classic World of Warcraft servers. This arouses a lot of envy on the part of the WoW's main team, which is paranoid and unsure of its position. Blizzard wants to offer fans 2 more classic worlds in the future based on the Burning Crusade and the Wrath of the Lich King. That would be cool to have 2 more classic options.
Mm-hmm.
That would be freaking amazing. Another large add-on will reduce the maximum character level to 60. So basically, and this option will be available or be tested in the 9.0 update. So basically, next expansion, level squish, which has already kind of been leaked anyways. Challenges in the game world will scale to the strength and equipment of our hero, just like in the Elder Scrolls Online. Players will also receive 2 new playable races, the Volpira and the Mechanome. The shape of the expansion will depend on the final response of the players to the Battle for Azeroth campaign. The team allegedly has 2 competing ideas in mind. I think that's great.
I don't think it's going to turn out the way they want. It says right here, the shape of the expansion will depend on the final response of the players to the Battle for Azeroth. They don't listen to their community anymore.
Maybe they're trying. Can only hope they're trying.
Hopefully,
right?
But it doesn't. Everybody gives ideas, and it's like they don't even like consider it. Like I get it. Like you can't be like, I want this to be in the game, and they can't put it in. Like I understand that, but when there's so many people that are like, this is a problem, and they just continue to do it, they don't listen to their community. It's kind of obvious.
I think this is a step in the right direction if it's true. I'm all for a level squish, and then basing everything else upon eye level from there on forward. It's exactly how the Elder Scrolls Online does it. I think they go to level 50, and then you get your, I can't remember what the heck it's called, but that goes up to like 800. Yeah, whatever. Our eye level was over 1,000 at one point, wasn't it? Or was pretty close to 1,000?
It was in the 900s, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, just in Legion it was 900. I'm okay with that. And we're over 400 now.
Mm-hmm.
So if they squished us down by half, you'd be down to the 200s. probably 500s, but
I agree with the level squish like you were talking about because it's really daunting for new players to come and be like, oh my god, I have to go to 120 levels. But I don't know. I also don't realize you can get like 3/4 of those levels in a day.
Well, when I leveled my mage, and mages do take longer to level, it took a really long time.
Did it?
Like a really long time. Like, it's like the problem with it now is that since everything scales, you're always the same. Basically, you're always the same level, just that your physical number changes.
Mm-hmm. But you're also playing your other classes in between that too.
Yeah.
Now, if you take someone that's like, I'm just gonna play this, I wonder how long it would take them to level.
How long?
Yeah.
300 hours. I bet you that's how long it took me.
But you also played you played other stuff in between that.
No, I'm telling you, that's how long. Like, it's taken me a year in total. Like, with playing all my other stuff and playing it from time to time, it's been a year.
Oh.
So, like, yeah, it just took too long. 1 to 20 is long.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. It wouldn't. And long, I'm not against long. I'm all for taking a long and having to work for what you get. The problem is you don't feel like you're gaining anything throughout the entire process. You just going through the motions because this is the way Blizzard's made the game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because they catered to the Mythic raiding community for the last 2 expansions and made mobs too easy.
Mm-hmm.
So then what they do, they scale everything. So now everything scales to your eye level, but the problem is you don't feel like you're gaining anything. So when you're leveling the entire time, you feel like you're the same.
I haven't leveled anything in I don't know how long. Since the Demon Hunter. That was probably the last time I ever leveled anything really.
Yeah.
I mean from start. So like if I started with a 1, I haven't played a 1 character in. Oh god, I couldn't tell you how long.
But I would want to see how they present it. To be honest, I'm all for level squish and basing things on eye level, but I want to see how Blizzard does it because they could really screw it up real bad. So, yeah, then that kind of goes back to that confusing topic we talked about.
Yeah, I know. I still don't understand that.
So I'm gonna try to explain it one more time.
I don't get how you play expansions at that level 60, but
so this is how
your eye level matters. But you could have a higher eye level than what the expansion is.
So this is how it works.
That
right?
doesn't make sense.
So this is how it works. You level, so you have Classic WoW, right, in its entirety.
You might have to whip out graphs and charts and pictures of this.
You have Classic WoW in its entirety, and that's 1 through 60.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it is in Classic. 1, or however it is now because of the Cataclysm or whatever. But you level 1 through 60, and that is your Classic content, right? No matter how fast you do it, as soon as you hit level 60, that would be like the breaking point where the door's open.
This may have clicked for me. Okay.
So let me finish. So when you hit 60, okay, you are then given a choice. You have the Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, basically all the expansions.
Yeah.
Up until the most current one. So like, if we were doing this now, you wouldn't include BFA. So it would be the Burning Crusade through Legion. You would get a choice, and you would pick one of them. Let's say you chose Cataclysm. So once you hit that, you pick Cataclysm, you go right into that expansion, and you would play it in its entirety. So basically, you would play Cataclysm. Everything. Not just the story, but the quests, everything. The whole way. The way it was back in the day.
So basically, we're going to say this is Classic.
Yep.
This Salt Shaker, Pepper Shaker is Burning Crusade. This is Wrath, and my Cough Drops is Kata.
Yep.
I want to play Kata. Go in the garbage. I'm just playing this.
Maybe in a way. In a way.
How you wouldn't know anything like because now you're just throwing 2 games out the window like
in a way.
You know what I mean?
In a way, there's nothing saying you can't go back because let's say you're not having fun, you could just choose to restart and choose a different one. But it's a way because the problem with today is that the way you
I play games different where it's kind of like I don't know the story really because I was just like, I'm just going to click it because I just got to kill 10 things. That's all I got to do. But I wouldn't want to skip all the way ahead. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what I think. That's what I think would be cool. Anyways, you would play the expansion you pick, right? And then when you're done,
how would you go back?
Just go back to the guy and say I want to.
Okay, what if you're in Canada but you're like, man, I really want to run Sunwell.
Okay.
Nope, sucks to be you can't because you picked Kata.
Just go back to the guy and say, hey, I want to play Burning Crusade now.
I don't know.
It would have to be worked out, okay? It would have to
what I was thinking was like, so this would be like Classic. You play 1 to 60. Then your eye level would continue. The next expansion was when you would get your eye level, or you would get more. So say like this ends at 60 and you end at 100 eye level. And then the next expansion would be like eye level 101 to 200.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's how it would work.
But you wouldn't be like, okay, I want to go play fucking Mop. And you just throw all that shit out the window. And you start at a 500 eye level.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how it would work. Blizzard can make it work. There's math and stuff.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna be out. I don't know if it's a good idea.
The idea is more of to like, so you'll play an expansion in its entirety and get the story, because a lot of people don't know anything about anything. Like you said,
I don't
like you don't know nothing. This would be a good way for you to learn it.
I started reading them like when I was originally playing, but the whole thing was just go kill 10 things. I'm like, okay, I'm done reading this crap because it's the same thing. It's just a different. Instead of killing 10 boars, I'm going to collect 10 flowers, and instead of doing that, I'm killing 5 spiders. Like, I don't care at that point. That's when I was just like, auto mode. Just let me go do this to get it done.
Or maybe there's a way they can make you play. Once you hit level 60, they tell a special story, and you play through the special story to lead you into.
They need to get rid of
the most current expansion.
And I guess like there's like the huge lore people that love it, but if they got rid of like the kill 10 thing, take your questing and basically just revamp it and get rid of the whole go kill this 10 times or go kill this 10 times. Like, make it important. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because when I'm like, okay, you have to go find these 4 things, I'm not reading that. I don't care. I'm just going to go collect it because it's just collecting crap to bring it back to the same spot. But if it's actually like giving you a story like, oh, this person's like a regular game, like he's a general or something, go kill him. Okay, well, that's cool. I'm going to read that.
That's kind of how it is in Classic. So,
But like,
because you read it and you're like, oh, yeah.
Go collect these plants for 10 of those. Get that. Go skin some bears because people are cold or whatever. Like, I don't care. And then you're like, oh man, I'm going to kill this one guy that's really hard that I need a group for. And you're like, woo, that was like an hour of nothing for a minute of excitement.
Yeah.
I think their questing could be 10 times better.
We'll have to see what they do.
And that's, like I said, that's why I don't know the story of the game, because I just quit reading because it was just repetitive. I guess it's repetitive.
Well, when you have 8 versions of the game you have to play through, it becomes a very daunting task, and that's where I think this level squish and however they figure out this eye level thing to work, I think they could help.
If they're level 60, oh my god! Like we have what? How many games are there?
8. This is
so
8.
It'd be like 1 through 10. You'd be like, okay, you're gonna go kill Ragnaros at level 10 in Classic.
No, it would just be 60. Once you hit level 60. Then you'd start the level 60 stuff in Classic. You could choose to stay in the Classic world, or click the button to go on. So if you want to play, Ragnaros, you just stay at 60 and go do Ragnaros. Go do Kel'Thuzad. When you're finally done, you click the button and you can choose to go on.
But you're not going to gain anything. Then we're at the same thing like we are now, where you're like, oh, I'm playing through this game, but I'm not gaining anything.
Well, you wouldn't gain level anymore, so to speak. You'd be gaining your eye level.
But it's the same thing we're getting now.
But then
you wouldn't feel any stronger. You're not doing anything. You're not physically gaining anything. How it would
work. It works in my mind. I'm just having trouble spitting it out.
I get it. Like, honest. Like I see like what your point is. Like everything's eye level now. I just don't know how it would work.
Go play Elder Scrolls Online. See how you like that.
I want to play that game. It sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all like
YouTube channel.
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, but that goes up to like 800, and there's been what, like 3 or 4 expansions already in that game. One just came out last month.
Yeah, go check it. Those of you listening, I know I just went off on a tangent that you're probably like, what the hell did he just talk about? But go check out Nixium. Go check out Taliesin and Evatel's videos on. So, Nixium about Elder Scrolls Online, and then Taliesin and Evatel's video on WoW and level squishing and eye levels. And you'll get what I'm saying at that point. They're very much better. They're way better at explaining things than I am. So, let's just fucking move on here, all right?
We've moved on from the confusing part.
The last thing here is Hearthstone. Basically, the whole team is in disarray. they're basically the whole.
It's so good. It's like chaos. Moving on. The whole team's in disarray.
The whole team is in chaos. They're like, what the hell? We just lost a whole bunch of our players.
What happened?
I don't know. This is very unheard of in the Blizzard world, apparently.
Right. they haven't seen WoW.
The developer is equally concerned about Hearthstone's future in the context of the fight between public opinion and politicians against loot boxes. Various ideas are being considered to replace existing random card packs and other forms of monetization. Similarly to other Blizzard franchises, despite all efforts and money, the studio is disappointed with the shape and popularity of the esports scene of the title. The VR version of Hearthstone was also planned for a while, but the project was abandoned.
But there's not really the card packs are kind of like loot boxes, but you actually don't have to buy them. Like, if you're good enough in Arena and you do your quests every day, you get gold where you can buy packs.
That good? That's a rarity.
I don't play the game because I'm terrible at it. I haven't played it since Naxxramas.
Right.
But and then also it's one of those how far can you go with it?
Well, Magic's been doing it for 20 years.
I know, and now I was going to bring up Magic. It's I like Magic and I play it, but it's a card game. Eventually, where how are you going to come up with something different?
Yeah, it's.
So I can see how they've lost a large number of players because it's really the same thing. Every expansion is the same thing. It's just a different card name. How much would it cost
to get all the Magic cards in each set? If you were to spend. Oh God. So let's say you're I'm going to play. With the newest cards in Magic, how much money would you have to spend to get the one entire set?
Hundreds.
A couple hundred.
I think Boogie, because you can buy the box. Didn't Boogie get 3 boxes, and those boxes are $100 a piece? And I think that's how you get the. I think if you spend $300, you roughly could get all the cards. I think I don't know.
But there's a couple hundred cards in each set, right?
Oh God, there's I don't know how many there are.
See, the problem is you're opening packs for Hearthstone that have 5 cards in them.
Yeah.
And you're looking at sets that are 150 cards.
Yeah.
And you could open hundreds and hundreds of dollars and not get because everything.
I don't know how many Magic cards I've opened, but I have duplicates, but I would say I have less duplicates than you would ever get in
Hearthstone.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a mess. I think Hearthstone is too in the RNG world is very RNG. Everything about the entire game is a random number generator.
And that's the nice thing about Magic because it's not. It's the card does this and it does that. It's not like the arcane missiles where you're okay, I need it to hit that person 3 times to kill it, and it hits everything else.
Everything else but the one.
But the one you need, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's part of the problem.
It's this card does it or it doesn't.
You spend all this money to get the cards, and then your cards don't even act in the way that you want them to act. It's Woo! It's a lot to take in.
But I'm surprised that they're we're shocked that they've lost people. It's it's another game that's been out for how long? That game's been out for 5-6 years now?
5, 6 years, 10 years maybe? Yeah. 5 years, 10 years. I don't know how long.
I'm going to look.
I don't know how long it's been out. That's kind of when I started getting into the whole. Well, I've been playing for. I bet you it's 8 years old. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go with 8. So moving.
2013.
Okay, so 6 years.
So release Hearthstone was first announced at Penny Arcade Expo in March 2013 for Windows, Mac, and iPad, with the expected release date in the same. So it's 2013. So it's been out for 6 years.
Yep.
And everything the game. The hard thing with card games is it's a card game. You can't really change too much. Each card can do different stuff. But you don't think players are going to get burned out on the same thing that just is a different name? How many cards are exactly the same thing but just have a different name and a different picture?
Yeah, I know they've tried to add different mechanics, but
and they have never come out with a different hero to play.
There's tons of different heroes to play.
But they're all the same thing.
You mean different, a different class?
Class,
Rogue, yeah.
Come out with Death Knight.
They added a Death Knight. That was a specific type of card. It would change your class into a Death Knight. I'm saying a true Death Knight. Yeah, change it to a Death Knight or a monk. You know, I remember some people are coming out with the cards and here's a starter set for all these cards that you can get. They haven't done that. It's just
here's the same card with a little different text on it.
You know what drives me crazy about Hearthstone is that they change the cards all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this card's too powerful now. Oh, we're just going to change it. It's like,
yeah,
no,
we're just going to nerf it.
No, this card was the way it is. It's just how it's going to have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, make your cards balanced more in the beginning.
Yeah, think about it. Like, and I get like you won't know really how they're going to act until people start really playing it, but still, like,
it drives me crazy that they change this stuff all the time.
Like, because they're like, oh, this class was like way overpowered and too many people are playing like the Miracle Rogue or whatever. So then they completely changed Leroy, and I don't even know what the heck the other cards were anymore.
Yeah, that was
to where you can't do that anymore. It's like, why? Like, why?
That was fun. That was the point of it. That was really fun.
That was the point of it. Could you beat it? It was hard. You probably could if they had bad RNG with their draw.
You could beat it. You really could beat it because that person had to draw the right amount of cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could beat it.
Yeah, you had to get, like, the Leroy, and then you had to get the Vanish it back, and you had to get, everything had to line up.
Yeah.
And if you were good enough, you could probably kill it fast. I'm assuming Zoolocks, or whatever the hell they were called.
Yeah.
The Zoo Warlocks could probably do it pretty quickly because they had all one-cost fucking minions.
Yeah. You could beat them, so. So that's it with the leaks. That's it for the leaks. And that kind of just rolls right into the last thing here for... our last thing here. I don't want to talk about it too much because we're going to need something to talk about next week. But a new expansion for Hearthstone was announced, and it's called Saviors of Uldum. And it'll have the return of Elise Starseeker, Reno Jackson, and that Murloc, Sir Finley Murgle.
You haven't heard them, and since I don't even know what that expansion was called.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
So they're coming back with that.
Well, that'd be neat.
Yeah,
possibly. Like I said, it's a game I haven't really played.
So
since it came out. One thing I wanted to bring up in different world news, if we're done.
Yep, we're done.
So we talked about in our last podcast about the Summer Games Done Quick, the speedrunning event that's a week long.
Mm-hmm.
So and then we were talking about how they raise money for Doctors Without Borders. Well, this year was their biggest year for donations.
Oh, wow.
$3,003,000.
That's a lot of money.
Is how much they raised in the week. I think their last one, the biggest one, was like 2.5 or 2.2 or something, somewhere around there, like a little around $2.5 million, and now they went over 3. So
nice,
crazy,
good, good for them.
Yeah,
that's good to hear. So that's it. That's all you got.
That's all I got.
All right, I got nothing else. We'll talk about Hearthstone a little bit more next week, I guess. So we're gonna need something to talk about. So.
Yeah, because 8.2 came out, and there's really nothing new in Diablo land, and
yep. So, yeah, shameless plug time.
Go ahead.
My name is Wayne the Pain. You can find me on Twitch at Wayne the Pain. Twitter and Instagram are both Wayne the Pain 1, and I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. YouTube. I'm on YouTube, but I don't have a custom URL, so just search Wayne the Pain and I'll pop up on there. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And as always, my name is Shawn or Ruric Gaming. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube and Twitter, all at Ruric Gaming.
Spell that for him.
RURRUKGAMING.
Bingo. Okay, that's it. That's all I
got. You can find that everywhere. I don't have a custom URL or really anything on my YouTube page. I should probably start putting some other stuff on there.
Yeah, probably should.
So, yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
See ya.
Peace.